Thank you very much. Obviously, first of all, it's a pleasure to participate again in this round of the CAF Champions League. Obviously, we know of the importance and level of games we have ahead. Any team that we could face will be obviously very tough to play against. But ambition is on the limit. The will to make the things in the best way is obviously very high. We've been also waiting for these moments where decisions are done since the beginning of the season. So it's a precise, detailed moment when we need to concentrate, obviously, in all the details that the match like this will have. I don't expect nothing more than two very, very equal matches being played on the details, like the ones that were played last year. And what we need is to obviously focus on that and make it fall for our side in the moment we need to.
I'm expecting it very tough match. We're playing at home, so yeah, I think we're gonna prepare accordingly for that game because we want to do well, especially at home, first leg. So yeah, we know the team very well. Managed to analyze, and the coach will prepare the team that is gonna, put up a good fight tomorrow. But yeah, we're expecting a very tough match. Yeah, and we're looking forward to the game as players and everyone. So hopefully we can, do well tomorrow.
Thank you very much for the question. Just to finish this dossier of the preparation, coaches and players, they deal with contexts. And the only thing that happened is that we could not profit of more time to prepare a match like that. Regarding recovery, everybody will be recovered, everybody will be able to play. We had enough time to recover, we just didn't have the time we would like to have to prepare the match. It's completely different approaches. So when I say that we have to take profit as much as possible from the time we have to train is when I refer about 20 or 25, or it's basically today that we have the group all together in order to prepare the match. So yesterday and the day before, we prepared the match with the players that were available. As you might imagine, the players that play 120 minutes just today, they joined the group in order to prepare the match. But that doesn't take us nothing from the level we're going to put on the pitch. Because also we've been working with the team for many months, and in the moment we just need to go on the details, on the tactical approach, on the strategical side of the game. And when we work on those details, with the meetings we did in terms of analysis of Esperance, with the meetings that we still have ahead, with the level of understanding that the players have from the game and the fact that we already exercised in the past details that also will be common in this game, I'm sure that we'll be on the level. In this moment, the challenging is to manage fatigue, and managing fatigue is training less and invest more on recover. That's what we did. The team will be for sure ready for, as Aubrey said, for a good game tomorrow, for an intense game, for the challenges that we have ahead. And our focus is not on what the context can affect us, is always how we can put ourselves in the best condition in each context we have to face. And it was okay. We'll be very strong tomorrow for sure. What I knew from the Esperance team was the starting point in terms of analysis of the team, of course. The team changed since we left. Changed because also different players entered in the team. So the team is different from the one Sundowns played last year in terms of players and in terms of way of playing. But also the team has been becoming different since we left the club. Many months passed. 2 coaches already after me coached Esperance. This new coach will bring for sure something new on the team, but we expect the team to be loyal to the identity of Esperance. So it's a club that has a big identity regarding the way they play, their systems, so we don't expect, we just expect them to be loyal to themselves. But what we expect is what we're going to do. This is exactly how we face the quarterfinals, and any kind of this level of matches is understanding always which game obviously we're going to face, which team we're going to face, the individual characteristics of the players, but most of all how we set up ourselves in order to profit from the things that eventually they have as minus, and obviously take care and pay attention on how they can aggress us, because these kind of matches are not a 90-minute match, but a 120 match, and we're here just playing the first half. So we must be clearly under the mindset in order to understand that we have whatever happens tomorrow, there will be still 90 minutes minimum to play. And is the outcome of those two matches that will say who will go ahead of the competition. But we're going to start from the first minute of those 120 to search for the results we need in order to, in the end, be ourselves to go ahead.
Every season, we always, fall short, either semis or quarterfinals. But yeah, we know these games are not easy. We fight every season to bring that second star, and we know how Champions League is very difficult competition. But yeah, I think right now we've got a good squad, good team that is ready to fight, and the technical team that is helping us. Hopefully this season we can go all the way, because we really want to participate in finals. And when you participate in finals, you have a chance of, winning the competition. So yeah, we're going to take each game as it comes, focus on the one for tomorrow, hopefully get a good result, especially at home, because I think last season we lost at home, and at home it's games that we want to win so that we give ourselves a better chance in the second round. So yeah, hopefully win our home games, and we still have that away goal rule. So those are the things that we need to take into consideration playing this game. So hopefully this season can be better and go all the way. So yeah, we're just gonna take each game as it comes.
I don't feel that the teams that don't win the Champions League are teams that fail. Last year we didn't win Champions League when I was coaching Esperance, but I didn't feel at all that I failed or the team failed. What I mean is that obviously we know that we want to bring something more for this club. We want really to bring something more for this club. And we know that everything has been done in order for us to have conditions to succeed on this competition and go as far away as possible. And that's the spirit that we have. That's the mindset that we have. We will fight until the minute 90 or 90, whatever the extra time we'll have in the first and in the second match. And then we'll fight again and again and again with all the energy. But it's important that we look at sports in the way that it should be looked. Not all the teams that lose are unsuccessful. And for sure, out of this qualifying round, there will be a good team that will stay out. A good team will stay out, because Esperance is a good team with experience in Champions League, and Mamelodi Sundowns is also a very good team with experience in Champions League, with players that are willing to succeed. I feel every day that these players, they have a lot of will to do well in Champions League, because they also want to leave a mark. We have a group of players that is already not young, not old, but not young, and they have the experience and the will to give a mark besides the African Football League that they won and the championships and trophies in South Africa. It's clear that mindset from everybody in the club, so we'll try to be loyal to that wish, to ourselves, to the quality we have, so that we fight as strong as possible to go as far away as possible in the competition. Regarding the players that still are out of the group, Tembe is almost there, but not still in conditions to participate in this match, and eventually not even on the second one. But also Motobi, and Modiba. But indeed, we feel that they are quite close. For you to be clear, we are now in the moment where they already train 100% with the group. with the exception of Motiva, Rivaldo, and young Mabena. But Temba and Motobi, they are training normal with the group, and now we're gonna prepare to give them stimulus of game, not official games, because they should not participate in an official game before they have the chance to make it in a friendly or a, during this period of time that we're gonna play Esperance, there are 2 competition moments that they will be submitted to. So tomorrow they will make in the morning a situation in full pitch with some players from this team, because we cannot expose a player like Temba or a player like Motobi to a game where they are not capable to perform in the level of players they are. So we need to be very careful. But they are going well. They are doing well and moving forward, really forward. Almost there, almost there. I think your question speaks for itself. There are moments and there are competitions where the teams need to focus in achieving a result. As you know, we played Champions League matches. Well, first match I played was a home match with Raja after 2 days of training sessions. What you should expect on this kind of context is achieving results, connecting the minds in order for us to go and fight together in the proper way. Obviously, that since then the team grew. The team is now able to play in a different way than the one we played there. But that match with Raja was a very good match in many aspects. Sometimes we even use images from those matches in certain aspects of the game, so that when we speak about good things in certain aspects of the game, we have images from that match. Yeah, but it was not easy. We arrived here in a very, very delicate situation. And playing in Maniema away in the conditions we played was quite hectic and fantastic. It's not a pitch where you play good football, it's a pitch where you have to get a result. Playing as far away is not easy. At home in the last match where you need to win to make a result, and you play a good game, you control all the game, and then you suffer a goal out of counter-attack that could have given you the first position if you win that match. But a game that we controlled, I think we did an interesting job on the Champions League. Now it's other music. It's other music. There are moments in these qualifying matches that you just play for the result. There are moments you need to hold the result. There are moments you need to invest everything on changing a result. And managing the 180 minutes is very important in terms of cleverness. So dealing with emotions, dealing with the right thoughts, being clever on the way you approach every moment sometimes makes all the difference. I remember many Champions League games that I played as assistant, as head coach, UEFA Europa League matches, Youth League matches, and those matches sometimes are not the best ones in terms of quality of game, but they are always very competitive, very tactical, very interesting to understand and to read. What I expect from Mamelodi Sundowns players is that they bring their best on the field, because this kind of matches should put out the best of each player. And if they put that on the service of the team, then yes. If they know they have to bring the best, but understand that at the same time they play with +10, then we can be very strong. I think the strategical approach we have for the game is quite interesting. But just believe that it's a 120-minute match, for sure.
I think at Sundowns, it's not about North African teams or West. I think we want to do well in every game that we play. Obviously, in the North, the atmosphere is different. The way they rally behind their teams, the way they come to stadiums in numbers, those are the games that as a player you look forward to. And the way they have passion for football, you can feel even when you're in that country that there's a big game coming. So that, they motivate you throughout the week preparing for that game. But like I said, every game we take it seriously. We want to win every game, whether we're playing in Congo or Zimbabwe or Malawi or anywhere in the continent. So we try and do well because, 3 points is 3 points. Or if we play knockout games, same thing, whether the team is from North or West. So but yeah, the atmosphere is different in the north, and those teams, I think they test themselves in that in the Champions League competition. I think they want to win it. So yeah, even us here in South Africa, we try by all means to compete with them and make sure we win at the end of the day. But yeah, like I said, the atmosphere and the passion they have for football is something else.
We are completely aware of our wishes, our desires, our intentions, and at the same time our capacities. What I said regarding succeeding or not succeeding in sports has nothing to do exactly with what we're facing and our career in Champions League. It has to do with, in general, how people in football judge the ones that are not the first ones as losers. And it's not exactly like that what I feel. When my son comes home and he's the second or the third or the fourth one having the best result on one exam in university, I don't feel he's a loser. That's what I said. In general, our society judges the second ones as losers, and it's not like that. That's what I said. It has nothing to do what we're going to do or try to do or demand from ourselves regarding this competition. Of course, we want to gold our names in the history of the club, no doubts. That's an heritage that is fantastic to live. That's what will speak for you one day. So that's something you leave also for your families, for the club, for the country, and we are aware of that and we are willing to do it. So we understanding how to deal with everything on life doesn't take out nothing from the intention you have to succeed. What is important to understand is that last year, for example, on the qualifying round that we played on the semi-final with Esperance, details didn't make it for Sundowns. Details. It could have done. So sometimes it's just details that, because it's so thin line, sometimes that it can indeed fall for one side and for the other. Our will is the one we faced from the beginning. I arrived here. I felt the energy, I felt the desire, the intention, I felt the conviction, the commitment, and that's for sure what we're gonna have, because that's what I ask for my players, that's what my players ask from me, and that's what obviously inside the club we feel from everybody. So with big respect for that, we're gonna prepare ourselves. What we need also, and this is interesting because you ask about Northern Africa clubs, and they have always in the game something extra, and we also need in the last matches, unfortunately, not only because we played most of them in Lucas, but also sometimes of the weather. It's raining, it's the end of the afternoon, it rains. We didn't have a lot of people in the stadium, but I really ask our fans, our supporters, our people that love football in South Africa, not necessarily need to love Mamelodi Sundowns, because I also want the other teams in South Africa to succeed. I want to see Stellenbosch in the final of the Conference League. I want to play the final of Champions League against Pirates. Because so please, that people that love football come on the stadium, fill our stadium, help us to be strong. And people that support Mamelodi and Sundowns, make them hear it during the match, so that we also get the energy that the teams, as you said, from South Africa get when they play home. We love those ambiences. We really love those ambiences. And those ambiences should highlight also the best of the players. So that's also something we'd like to have, so that we can indeed feel that excitement, because a Champions League match is not any match, it's something else. And the ambience we can put in the stadium can help us, obviously, to get a little bit of extra energy in the moments that we need for it. So it's obviously that it's not a match like if you were playing Raja Casablanca or Al Ahly or Simba. It's not the same. Because in Esperance, yes, there's a legacy that we left there. There's a legacy that we left. We made people happy. We lived wonderful moments together. There's love that stayed there. And I have a big respect from the people that is there, from the people that work there, from the management of the club, from the president, from the fans, most of all, and together. But everybody needs to understand that that's just one side of the question. When the match, and when I prepare the match, I need to think in Esperance as any other team. Obviously, I didn't want to play Esperance. I didn't want to play. I would like to play that final or with Pirates or with Esperance. That's what I would like to have. But being not possible, we need to do it. But we need to do it in a professional way. I usually enter the pitch in the last minute, and not always, but sometimes I leave it very quickly. Some other times I stay. Depends also on how I have to deal with my emotions. Because if I feel that I need 5 minutes break to then come on the things, I also reserve myself that right. But in this game, I'll do the same. So the fact that I will be with people that I like will have nothing to do with the job we have to do. So that's how I'm facing the situation. And in the end, let the best one win. And let's hope, obviously, that Mamelodi Sundowns is the best one.